Now that we got the cabinet all glued together, I got these casters and I want to locate these. I cut the blocks a little bit larger so that I have room to screw these into the bottom of the cabinet. They'll fit in right underneath that face frame and where I cut a dado for the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I set this trim gauge that I got, and I'm going to use that and set that at 3/4 off the edge. That way it gives me some room to put the screws in, and I'm going to set another one at 3/4. So I'll end up with 3/4 by 3/4 off the corner of that to help square that up. So we can line that up, and then we could even put a square on the outside and square the caster up. And then what I like to do is get a sharp pencil, and I'm going to trace the inside of that hole where the bolts will drop through. I'm going to use a 1/4 inch 20 bolt that's 7/8 of an inch long. So once I've done this, I like to get a pencil and just kind of eyeball the center of that, the center, and then the center of this. And then with the square, I can draw lines. I can take the square and draw a line through and find the center of that hole. And that way it's going to help keep those square in parallel with each other. And then the same thing going the other way, finding the center of that hole. I like to draw those lines. And then that way, if something's off, I can always, like that one maybe off a little bit, I can always erase that and or sand that off and draw another line. So we can always set the caster back on top of that. Make sure that those holes look good before you drill them. Then I typically get like a scratch awl, and I would pre-start the hole. So when I go to the drill, I'll drill a 16th hole all the way through, and then from the back side I could take a Forstner bit and drill a hole for the T-nut. And then I'm gonna have to come back and drill a hole for the outside diameter of this so that this can hammer in flush with that. And then I'll put the caster and the bolt and the lock washer and fender washer in from this side to hold the caster on. So I like this way because if these ever come loose, I can always retighten these rather than putting wood screws in there and having them come loose and the caster fall off. So this is a stronger, safer way of doing this. So I'll go ahead and I'll drill those holes out.